Hello my dear students, in today's class we will be discussing about design lines or also known as design curves. Why do we need to understand design curves? If you are in a design industry where you have to design something, you need to have some benchmark. Now for an instant, let us consider a Coke can where two design criteria are involved. Why? Because the Coke can has to be broken or the seal has to be broken using one small lever. So now how do you understand which design curve should be employed and how it has been to be used? Now there are three prominent scientists who have came up with three lines. I have drawn three lines. One is blue, one is yellow, another is green. Now let us first know about this. The name of this line is Gerber line, G-E-R-B-E-R, Gerber line, also known as parabolic design line. Next one is Goodman line, Goodman line. And third but not the last is your Soderbergh line, Soderbergh. Now let us understand one by one. The graph is having or the plotting has the y-axis of stress amplitude and x-axis of mean stress. Now what do you mean by stress amplitude? When in actual criteria, when the body is subjected to some load, the stress goes up and down, there may be variation of stresses. So we consider a single number or a single digit to make it understandable or make it accountable for stress calculations. That's why we use stress amplitude. Now, what do we mean stress? Mean stress is nothing but, as we know what is mean, is nothing but the average of every unit or every quantity we have. So nothing but this is known as the mean stress. Now let us understand one by one. Another one more line is there. The name of this line is your yield line, Y-E-L-D, yield line. Now the third and the most important thing is this failure point, the red points. Failure points. Now let us go depth to this one. Now as you can see, the yield line starts from sigma yt, that is nothing but your yield point, and ends at the yield point only. Now what does that mean? That means if you are loading an object in a yield zones or only in a yield stress, to the limit of yield stress, we could consider the yield line. But it's an ideal case, it's not possible. There will be an up and down. So what scientists came up? Scientists saw this curve that is nothing but your stress strain curve, which you have studied in your previous semesters. Now where you have seen, there are two reasons. One is plastic region, another one is elastic region. What do we mean by plastic region? Plastic region is a region where deformation is permanent. That means if something breaks or something gets bent, the actual shape cannot be reversed. But in elastic zone that can be done. Now note, this is the most critical part where the cost of material or the selection of material comes most integral. Why? Because the three scientists, Gerber, Goodman and Soderbergh, came to an argument that which curve should be used by our engineers to solve the daily life problem. So Soderbergh told that, okay fine, if you need to employ a curve, just employ a curve which is having maximum yield stress, which could restrain maximum yield stress, that is sigma yt. But Goodman and Gerber has their own perception. They say that no, you cannot do that because the limit of stress is getting lower. That means up to this. But if you need for higher thing, you need something to be broken, something to be broke, you have to consider sigma ut because it's a maximum stress on a body that could be applied. That's why we came up with Gerber and Goodman curve. But here's an issue. Why the failure points? So what is that failure point actually help to make us the Coke can? The Coke can has a small lining which breaks when you apply the lever. What is happening is that the small lining is designed using Gerber and Goodman curve. Because how you can understand? Because it is ending at sigma ut. That means it will break after it reaches the maximum load. But the other part of the can, it will not break because it maintains sigma yt. That means in a single body you can employ or you can embed two types of design curve, that is Soderbergh and this combined Goodman or Gerber. So this comes to for a designer to understand how he or she can make an effective design or a design environment more easy and friendly. Thank you, and in next class we will understand more about these things.